first attracted you to Dom's script? 85?
Yeah, 85. Strangely enough, the potential accessibility of it, that is not a word I would ever have applied to Kafka or any of his works. The fact that it was exciting, it just, I never thought of, I'd read some Kafka and liked it, but had never thought of his life or a straight adaptation of any of his works as being very cinematic. I think he and his work are somewhat movie resistant, and so Lem, I thought, had successfully avoided those minefields and come up with something that was exciting.
What do you think makes Kafka somewhat, you say somewhat resistant?
Because his stories, if they climax at all, tend to climax on an idea level and never in a sort of event level. You know, they never climax in a way that an audience, I think, en masse would find satisfying. They also tend to be somewhat repetitive, especially the trial. As much as I like it, I find somewhat repetitive. And Wells' adaptation of that, I found, had faults that were inherent in the material. I mean, I think it's a good adaptation of that piece, but that piece itself, I think, is not necessarily movie material.
So the faults you speak of in Wells' The Trial are that it's repetitive?
Yeah, I mean, it's in the piece. So Lem, I felt, had kind of. It's funny, the things that the movie has at times so far been taken to task for are the very things that drew me to it. The murder mystery, the kind of pulp adventure aspects of it are what I found really engaging, because it was, to me, a mystery thriller with just a fascinating subtext. And it's been, in some cases, those very elements that have really irritated some critics. They're really, I've been stunned at this proprietary attitude that some critics have taken toward this icon. You know, it just strikes me as strange. Whereas the initial...
Which icon?
Kafka.
Oh,
you know, the
maybe,
person.
Maybe no one should make any film.
Well,
Vaguely.
there's that tinged with they certainly shouldn't make this one. That just surprised me. From an American, I found that really kind of whereas in Europe, where the film is just now starting to be seen by some journalists and distributors, they're so relieved that it's not a chore to sit through, that they have no trouble with the idea that it's a fantasy. You know, they get that, and that was weird. I expected mixed reviews. I didn't expect people to just completely disregard the kind of what if. I don't know. Does E.L. Doctorow come in for this kind of heat when he writes one of his books that kind of fabricates reality? You know, I don't think so.
I mean, not to dwell on this, because I don't. But where have you gotten the worst criticism?
Oh, the initial New York and L.A. reviews during the initial run were very mixed, very. And in case of Kenneth Duran here, it's just out and out, just slam. Aimed at the conceit at the heart of the film.
Excuse me.
For eye rolling. Yeah.